Podcast at Porter Cullens, Coach Jim Ramazinski. It's Football Friday, and we're out and about for this episode. I appreciate you joining me up here at one of my favorite local pubs.
Yeah, no problem. Come here all the time with the family. Great spot.
Yeah, that's what they told me. They told me you're a regular. And before we get into what's going on this week, I want to bring in the owner of Porter Cullens, Kirtan Gandhi, who is nice enough to host us. It's homecoming week for Evergreen Park, and I was like, what I want to do is I want to blow it up. I want to do this at a spot where it's lively and people are ready to have a good time, because I think that's what this weekend is all about. How are you, my friend?
Oh, we're living the dream. How are you doing?
I'm good. What do you have coming up here in October? You always do such a great job putting the place together. Like, I've been driving down 99th Street and saying to myself, I'm getting in there this weekend because it is lit up, and I love what you do at the place.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we did a little bit, I call it Halloween adjacent decorations. So I give you a little bit of fall, a little bit of Halloween, and coming up this month, we're doing all kinds of different specials. We're going to do sip and paints in the party room. We'll have some wine, paint some photos. We're going to be doing trivia, and then as our pairings, we're going right into fall. A little bit of stir fry, a fall salad, and actually like an Indian-inspired flatbread with some curried vegetables and things like that. So we have a whole new drink program coming out as well to kind of embrace the fall flavors, apple, cinnamon, all the types of things that you'd come to expect as the temperature cools down.
The one thing I didn't hear you say was something with pumpkin in it. Did you resist the pumpkin, or did you go all in on the pumpkin?
A little bit of both. We have we'll have pumpkin pie. We're gonna have as you know, our dessert. We're also gonna have a pumpkin-inspired drinks as well. So a lot of different things, and as I always say, I'm always soliciting feedback from my customers. So if there's something you want to try, a cocktail you have had that you really want us to dabble in, we are always welcome for that. So.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us here, and we're gonna talk a little football now.
Yeah, and on a side note, the high school appreciates your generosity towards us as well, and I know you've hosted events here, things like that, so we appreciate it as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the opportunity, man. It's awesome. I have such a good time. So
this is a good spot after the game, after homecoming. This is good for pregame and post. I mean, it's right up the street on 99th Street. I would expect you'll see some people come in here.
I sincerely hope so, and if for the parents that want to have their own homecoming, please come by. We'll throw a party here too, all right?
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so let's talk about, for just the quickest of moments, last week's game. 40-0, you go down to Shepherd at home.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you've probably had to explain this to so many people at this point, and I just feel like that's just got to be something that after it's over, you have a message that you have to give your team after a game like that.
Yeah, you mentioned explaining it. Yeah, I mean that, but the reality is that's part of it, and I don't mind explaining what happened. I support my team. I want them to see me support them, and it was not our night for obvious reasons. We lost by a big score. Kind of some similar issues that we had in the past week with some turnovers, not capitalizing. We had dropped 3 interceptions, had a field goal block called back for a touch. Probably was on the way to a touchdown. But at the end of the day, we as a team take ownership of it. We're working on moving forward, having a great homecoming week against Eisenhower on Friday night.
All right, and the thing that struck me when I saw that result on Friday was, this goes back to something we've talked about, and is this the result of being successful in previous years and having 6 guys go off with college scholarships to play at the next level, and you're playing some younger kids right now. This is the ebb and flow. But, I mean, it does also show that you develop and move guys up, but then this is kind of the next year after that, you got to get ready and move more guys up.
Well, we have a strong senior class this year, too. We have some great players, some hardworking kids, and, I think we did have to replace a lot of starters. We're seeing some of the growing pains with that. But, at the end of the day, it's high school football. That's part of it. And it's on me and the coaches and, to push our players to their highest potential. And, guys are working hard. The result isn't always there, but we talk about, this is just a part of the process sometimes. Things don't go your way. In the end, you might not win every night, but I hope you walk out of this program a winner. And winners don't, give up because they had a bad night. And we're doing our best to continue to go forward and get ourselves ready for our next game.
All right, as we sit here at Porter Cullens on 99th Street, just off of Clifton Park, it's actually right, that's the intersection, 99th and Clifton Park, right off of Central Park. And you say you've come up here before. Do you have a favorite item? Because here's the thing, like I walk in, I say I'm going to get something, I always try something new, but I can't help myself, I always get the Irish egg. Is there something that you get when you come up here?
In the winter, I like to get the shepherd's pie.
Yeah, that's my daughter's big pick up here in the winter.
I like everything here. I come here a lot with my wife, my kids. Everybody likes it. It's a great spot.
That's awesome. And people might be here before and after. And after may even be a bigger scene here, because I know before you have the Homecoming Fan Fest. This is the first time that you guys have done this leading into Homecoming Week, where you have that whole block that's now been created on the campus where it's Sexton Drive. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, Mayor Sexton Drive.
Okay.
There's 4:30 to 6:30 before the varsity game. Should be a lot of fun. Students, families, everybody's welcome, and we're excited to celebrate. It kind of, the homecoming week is a super fun week and a crazy week at a high school. We're pumped up. I mean, we have the parade on Thursday coming through the neighborhood.
So parade's Thursday.
Yep.
And then Fan Fest is going to be on Friday, the 4th, 4:30 to 6:30 on Sexton Drive. And the way that it's described, I mean, I want to make sure you get everything in this thing, okay? You've got face painting, you got games, you got inflatables,
Oh, yeah.
There's foods, there's going to be all kinds of food out there, crafts for purchase, so they got kind of like a little area for purchasing different food and different crafts. There's going to be like a fair there, there's a dunk tank, there's a photo booth, there's raffles, there's prizes. It's for the whole community, not just if you have a kid in the high school, you go to the high school. It's for anybody in Evergreen Park to come and celebrate your hometown team, and that's what I think is really cool about it. I'm also wondering, any of the coaching staff going to break away from pregame festivities and get in the dunk tank?
I don't think there's going to be time for that.
They haven't approached you? They haven't said, hey, coach, dunk tank, 4:30, coach the game after?
They have not done that yet, but no, it's going to be a great event. All ages welcome. It's a good opportunity, if you haven't seen our campus, to come out and check it out. And that's a great day. Like the kids, the students at Evergreen have a pep rally that day. I know Fox News is coming to do a high school spotlight that day.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's a lot going on. And then of course the game on Friday night, capped off by the dance on Saturday. Should be a great week for our students, and we're excited for them.
That's right. The dance is Saturday. Another reminder that if you got the kids out at the dance, you wanted to be close by, come over here to PC's, have yourself a drink, an appetizer, and wait for them to be done. I've got one kid that just got through high school, one that's currently in there right now, and another one that thinks that he's going there, but he's a ways away. And this is one of those big weekends when you got a kid that's in high school. They're moving around. They're doing an awful lot of stuff. How do you keep these guys focused on the game? Because this has got to be the most distracting week for them.
Well, you just talk about it at practice. You trust your guys to stay focused, make the right decisions. I mean, let's be honest. I have them for the hours at practice, and tell them every message we can, and we have confidence that our guys will stay focused and be ready to go on Friday night.
Yeah, and you know what you tell them? You tell them the dance is better if you won the game before.
Well,
okay,
that's definitely true.
Chicks dig touchdowns. I'm just saying, guys. So you got the big party beforehand. You got the game, and you got an opponent in Eisenhower. Tell me a little bit about them and what we should expect.
Eisenhower, they're kind of right now. They're 2-3, like us. They had a massive amount of talent last year, and they still have a lot of talent. They have one of the best players in the state on their team, who's going to U of I. He's a great player.
What position is he play?
Well, he's going to go and play safety in college, but this year plays safety. He plays receiver. He plays running.
He's everywhere because he's in high school.
He's all over the place. So
right.
But it's not just him. They got a great team. They have a new coach in there who's working hard, doing a good job. And again, we're excited for the opportunity to play a conference opponent at home and have a great homecoming night.
When you run into a player that's at a level like you just described, I mean, you get a guy going to a Big Ten school, and he's going to be a safety. He's good at a lot of things, right? He's probably good at all those positions you mentioned, but that's clearly his best position if that's what Illinois wants him to be. How do you game plan for something like that? Is that like you're telling your quarterback just know where he is before you start making decisions, or like because he's probably at a different level than everybody else?
Usually every Monday at practice we go through their personnel pretty thoroughly with the kids. So we didn't just talk about him. We talked about everyone. But yeah, no, I mean, there's there's certain games when you play, you know what a focus point has to be, and you just got to communicate that to the boys. But you also have to make sure they understand that, hey, he's a high school kid just like you too. So you got to go out there. You just got to know your job, know your responsibilities, be consistent and high effort, and good things will happen.
What's the key on offense? Is it the line? Is it establishing the run? Is it you have a quarterback that converted back to quarterback after a few years of not doing it? Like, is it that kind of play? What is the key for you?
Well, I think for in the past 2 weeks, I think we just got to focus on taking care of the football, minimizing mistakes that are costly. Yeah. So, I think if we do that, we'll be in a good position to have some success. And again, we just got to make sure, and this is something that we hone in every day, every week. Everybody matters out there, offense, defense. All 11 have to be doing the right thing. I'm a defensive coach by trade, and I always tell the guys, hey, if we make one mistake, one guy makes a mistake, we might be okay. 2 guys make a mistake, we're probably giving up a first down. If 3 guys make a mistake, we're in some serious trouble.
Right.
And I think people get lost in sometimes watching football, especially like now with fantasy football. People look at, individual stats and all that. And the reality is it's the ultimate team sport. You need 11 guys to be on the same page, to be working hard together. And when you have that, that's when good things happen.
Are you enjoying this week?
What's that?
Are you enjoying this week?
Homecoming week?
Yeah, you're enjoying homecoming week.
Yeah? No, I mean...
See, you smiled. I'm wondering, are you enjoying it, or are you trying to get to the end of it and then collapse on your couch? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Every coach in the United States will tell you homecoming week is a challenge sometimes. But, the reality is, I think I said this maybe last week, especially for juniors and seniors, it's kind of you only get this opportunity to enjoy a week like this once or twice in your life. And it's always a fun week, and I'm excited for the boys to enjoy themselves, for all of our students to enjoy themselves. And, yeah, it's going to be a great week.
Head coach Jim Ramazinski, Coach Ram, and the Evergreen Park Mustangs take on Eisenhower Friday night. Do not forget that the pregame begins at 4:30 with that massive event for homecoming. It is going to be an absolute blast. The parade will be in the area of the school. If I'm not mistaken, you guys are on the east side of Kedzie, going through the neighborhood there, probably south of 99th Street.
It actually just goes west of Kedzie.
You're going west. I mixed up my directions.
Yeah.
Right, west of Kedzie on the south end of 99 through the neighborhood there.
Yeah,
if
it's
people want to see it.
100th and 99th.
Yeah.
And yeah. If you're out and about around 4 o'clock,
you'll hear them
on Thursday, you'll see it.
You'll hear them.
So.
You'll hear the noise as they come along. The dogs will start going nuts. The band will be playing.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Pre-game, the game on Friday night. Everybody get out.
And
there.
The parade is great because you get representation from all of our activities, clubs, sports, band will be in it. Band has been doing a great job all year. So we're excited to march with our fellow teams and our fellow classmates.
All right, get out there Friday night. Enjoy the Fan Fest ahead of time, and thanks so much, Coach Rand.
Thank you. Have a good week.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.